Hi, fellow Rainmakers. Today I want to talk to you about retention. Retention is how many members are you keeping? Some people think that retention percentage is a very important statistic to follow because it tells you how great your classes are. If people are enjoying them, they're going to stick around longer. Obviously, the higher your retention, the easier it is on your business too. So, Rainmaker automatically calculates your retention every day, and that number can be shown right here. Now, here in this is my school, by the way, and this is my retention rate for right now. And you'll notice that underneath it says April 2013, and it is summer 2000. It's June. It's at nearing the end of June here. And people say, is Rainmaker 2 months behind? That seems stupid. And I wanted to explain that a little bit. First of all, Rainmaker doesn't really know when people quit. Not all of them. I mean, some of them it does because, the student walked up to me and they said, Master Cell, I'm not attending anymore. I quit. I don't like this anymore. I'm moving. My dog died. Financial troubles, whatever it is, they tell me. So what do? We go into Rainmaker and we mark them as a former member, and it asks, did this student quit? And sure, we know that. We know when those people quit. But I think the majority of the people that quit us are the people that just stop attending. Maybe they're too embarrassed to tell us. Maybe they just lost interest. Maybe they just quit coming, got sick or whatever, and then never came back. Who knows? But they just never tell us. Maybe they had every good intentions to come back, and they just didn't. So how do we make the retention percentage as accurate as possible? Well, we go back 2 months. And now I know what your next question is. You're like, well, why not just go back last month? And there's a very good reason for that. We did that at first. We said, okay, we'll do it for last month. And guess what happened on the first day of every month? Retention percent right here said 0. And by the end of the first day, it said like 60%. And then next morning, it said 72. And then the next day, on the third, it said 98. And, the retention was all over the place at the beginning of the month. And then it stayed at the same place all month long. So that wasn't giving us a very accurate representation of retention. And it freaked a lot of people out when they got on the first of the month and it said your retention rate is 0%, because we know that's not the case. So what we decided to do to create a more stable retention rate is go to 2 months ago, but the end of the month. So this April really doesn't mean April 1st. It means the last month in April. So all of April. How many people were attending then and are still around? So if you were here in April and you're still around, that's our retention rate. We just divide those numbers. That makes sense, right? So that gives you a really stable number. Now, what should this number be? In my opinion, it should be around 98 to 99%, depending on the time of the year. Now, during the summer here in Florida, I don't know if you experience this, but we have vacationers left and right, or kids that get lazy and just don't show up, or adults that are taking their family out of town. I have some people that go away for the entire summer. And when I say some people, about 30% of my student body, they go overseas. We have a lot of overseas people in my community. They just go overseas for the entire summer. So my retention rate, I'm okay with 95%. Next month it'll be 94% probably, because in the middle of August. But as soon as school starts hitting back, my numbers will start going back up. So here's another retention rate that you can look at that you might like even better. And you can use a combination of the two. So if you see this number right here, this says last 30 divided by the active. Okay, my active count is 279. And last 30 days attended is 206. That's because the summer months. So we have a retention rate of 73.8%. Pretty bad number, except that it's the middle of summer here. That just means who's supposed to be attending. I've got 79 active members. And who's been coming the last 30 days. So that's another one that you can do. This number obviously changes every day. If I have a member that comes in tonight that hasn't been in the last 30 days, boom, that number goes up. So those are the two rates that you can look at. You can look at this more stable number that gives you an overall picture of how your retention is going. And as long as you've been with a Rainmaker client for over 3 months, then this number is going to be pretty awesome. For you, it's going to be pretty accurate. You can also look at your attendance numbers. We have active account is 279. Last week, 154. I would be worried, except it's crazy summer numbers. The last 30 days is 206. I like that number a little bit better. And I have a retention rate of 73.8%. Terrible. But that number will go up as soon as August hits. I just know it. Every year I know this. So there you go, guys. A way to talk about retention in two different ways that can help you keep your hand on the pulse. If you want a daily, you look at this number. If you want an overall bird's eye view, you're going to want to look at this number right here. Listen, we appreciate you being a Rainmaker. We love having you aboard. Every day in every way, we're getting stronger and stronger, better and better, bigger and bigger, and we have you to thank. So thank you so much for being a Rainmaker.